Ah, howdy do, buckaroos. Hey, howdy do, buckaroos. I don't know if that first part. Anyways, hey, so I came outside. It's relatively warm. It actually took me so long to set this up. Now I'm sweating, so I might have to go back inside. It is pretty warm today. It's not crazy hot now, but it's been chilly the last few days. So now that it's warm, it feels warmer than it actually is, huh? So I've got one 4.5% red flag amber ale with honey added. Doesn't say brewed with honey. Says honey added. That's a little different, huh? They're trying to play around with the words there. Anyways, Rochester, New York. And if you look up this is Trouble Brewing, Rochester, New York. If you look up the address for Trouble Brewing, it actually gives you the exact same address as a Genesee brewery. So I'm going to let you do the math on that. It's a very light amber. Most ambers are a little darker than this, I think. But what the heck? It looks like more of a deep golden than an amber to me. But then again, I'm a little colorblind, so I don't know. So as I was trying to get this set up, I was having trouble getting the angle because we're moving stuff around out in the backyard, and we got a lot of crapola everywhere. So I was trying to find an angle that didn't show all the crapola in the backyard, and I couldn't do it. Wife and daughter found an umbrella at a DAV store the other day for our table that we've had for years. The original umbrella got destroyed in an ice storm back in '07, so we're just now getting around to replacing it. Well, we've had a pergola, we really hadn't had a need for it, but again, anyways. So as he was setting up the umbrella, trying to find an angle, she bopped me red square on the noggin with the umbrella pole. She didn't even offer any sexual favors to make it better either. I figured that's a, bop on the noggin ought to be worth a blowjob or something. Anyways, I've digressed. Here comes trouble. Red flag amber, ale brewed with honey. So, I mean, it's an amber. These aren't beers that have remarkable flavor. They're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be just drinkable. And this is. This 12-pack of three of four different flavors was only $12.50. So I'm looking at only 6 1/4. So are these going to be craft beers that you're going to remember? No, they're probably not. But it does prove a point that I've been trying to make for quite some time, that you don't necessarily have to go for, oh shit, a brick. Big wasp. I'm allergic, You don't have to necessarily go from drinking high-end craft to low-end macro, and I know a lot of friends that do. Some cite that they like the products every once in a while, some cite price. But here I've got $12.50 for a 12-pack. Are these remarkable crafts? Maybe not, but they are decent beers, and they're not, adjunct-laden macro. There is, and I think that's something a lot of craft beer drinkers miss, is it doesn't have to be one or the other. You don't necessarily have to brag about standing in line to get the rarest of beers. I've said in various videos and posts and whatever, comments, tweets, whatever they are, that, it doesn't have to be one way or the other. You can enjoy what you enjoy. You don't have to be pretentious about it. They don't have to be serious high-end. I'm not a collector. I'm not a ticker. I'm a guy who enjoys drinking craft beer. I don't enjoy bragging about what craft beer I'm drinking. And there is this, big group of folks that would rather brag about what they've bought than what they're drinking. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. It is a very enjoyable beer. This is the kind of beer you want to bring to a barbecue, a picnic, where you've got folks there that may not be solid craft drinkers. In a lot of cases, folks that don't think they like craft beer, you can give them a beer like this, they're going to go, oh, okay. Because, they see these crazy craft beers that are on the shelf these days, and they don't want to get near it. They don't want chocolate peanut butter beer. They don't want lavender chamomile beer. In their mind, what they're drinking is real beer, even though it's not what it used to be. The original recipes might have been, but what they're drinking now is not. So you give them a beer like this that isn't full of all the crapola that they're drinking, and then, oh, okay, that's what, maybe they don't understand what a beer like this is supposed to taste like. It's got a little more malt than they're used to. it's got that touch of honey sweetness at the end that may be fairly reminiscent to what they're drinking, so it won't feel totally foreign to them. So there you go. It's an enjoyable beer. Is it something I would buy again? Yeah, I'm going to say yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because again, there are cases when I just want to have a drinkable beer. You know what I mean? I don't want, maybe I'm going to a barbecue. Maybe I'm just barbecuing at home. Who knows? But maybe I just want to sit and have a beer that's of a certain quality. So I'm not drinking something cheap, but I don't want to have that swish and swirl, have to, be pretentious about it beer. And that's what beers like this are for. It may not be the highest quality of craft I've ever had, but it's likable, it's drinkable, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with drinking a beer like this every once in a while. And even, I've let this warm up a bit. I had it cold to start with. And even warm, see, the problem is you're out on a hot day with that macro. After 5 minutes, for me anyway, some people don't have this issue, but for me, they almost become undrinkable. They become so syrupy and cloyingly sweet that I can't get through it if I can't power it down in 5 minutes. And here I've let this sit out here for a little bit because it took me a long time to get my darn video thing set up. And it still tastes like a fine beer. It didn't get overly sweet. It didn't get cloying. So there you go. Say, hey, I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. I want to thank my wife for picking this up for me. She actually found it at a store. Here comes Trouble Red Flag Amber Ale. Several years ago, I believe it's the same company anyway. That I think it was a case at that time. Sam sells 12 packs now, but at that time they only sold cases of Trouble Amber. I don't believe it having a name at the time. I just remember it saying Trouble Brewing Company. I believe it's the same company. Certainly tastes like the same beer. I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. We'll talk to you later.